Join us now for an insight with Carl Summer.
How many people live a defeated and miserable life because they refuse to accept what they cannot change? They live in the artificial world of, if only I were, if only I were. In writing this book, If Only I Were, I want to address the concept of self-worth. Poor self-esteem can be a serious hindrance to success. I wanted to show the folly of detesting one's looks. I came up with Missy the Mouse and how she despised her big ears and long, skinny tail. Let's face it, many children, as well as many adults, need this message of learning to accept the things that cannot be changed. How much wasted time and miserable moments have been spent moaning and groaning over things that are impossible to alter. As you read this story about Missy, ask your children, what did Missy gain by complaining about her big ears and skinny tail? The only thing that Missy gained was lots of misery. Many people go through life in this sad condition. They can't see the sun because they surround themselves with dark clouds. I've seen adults who, when someone wants to take a picture of them, immediately they cover their faces. Now, I could understand if their hair was messy, but some are ashamed the way they were born. They go around defeated in life because they feel unattractive and inadequate. Stop it. The next time someone wants to take a picture, smile. Say, that's the way the good Lord made me, and I'm determined I'm not going to be ashamed of who I am. You'd be much happier if you learned this lesson. You'll also send an important positive message to your children when they see you acting in this manner. This is such a big issue in our society, with celebrity worship and the media's continual assault on how we should conform to certain looks. Many of us feel dissatisfied about our appearances. Learning that nobody is perfect and everyone has problems is critical to having good self-esteem. I've included a way for you to encourage your children in this regard. Download the award certificates from our website for this book. The award certificate for this book is You're Special. Fill it out and discuss what's special about your child. Encourage them. Ask your children and also yourself, what problems am I facing? Sit down and take a pen and write them down. Now think, what intelligent action can be taken to solve these problems? What problems are impossible to change and should be accepted? What can I do to have a proper attitude about these problems? As an example, in the book, Missy's problems with Horace didn't go away. Instead, Missy took intelligent action. She created a strategy to solve a problem with Horace. When Horace was around, she stayed home. When Horace left, she went outside to play. Missy became a happy little mouse. Missy's environment didn't change. What changed was her attitude. It's like the old adage, if you're given a lemon, make lemonade. There's another great lesson in this book, and it's domination, ruling over others, wanting to be in charge, putting people under. Missy was transformed from a mouse into a cat, then a dog, a tiger, an elephant, and finally a ringmaster. There was someone always more powerful than she was, and she didn't like it. That's the same problem with us in life. Some people are never satisfied unless they're on top. How foolish to live a miserable life, always striving for seeking ultimate power as an end in itself. It doesn't mean that we should always accept the status quo, for there's nothing wrong in trying to better oneself in life. But to make it an end goal to dominate others leads only to misery. The way you act when you get in position of ruling over others is worth discussing with your children. Missy didn't like it when others were bigger than she was. But when she was bigger, she didn't treat others well or show respect to them. As you read this story about Missy, ask your children, did Missy end up being happy? What made her happy? Take some time to explain the expression, the grass is always greener on the other side of the fence. Missy always thought she found her pot of gold, but it kept vanishing. She was happy when she turned into something more powerful, but all her transitions turned into disasters until the final one where she became herself and learn to accept the way she was created. And whatever you do, learn to be thankful for what you are and what you have. You'll live a much happier life if you learn to live this way.